Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sigourney Rosario, helping you to boss up in business, self-love, and in faith. Welcome back. So today we are talking about a serious topic, and I have been wanting to do this video for a little bit, but this video will be for all of the people out there that have lost their mom, grandparent, friend, co-worker, any person. I think you can resonate with this video. So if you're interested, stay tuned and let's go ahead and hop into the video. So I lost my mom at the age of 7. She was actually an engineer for NASA before she passed away. And she passed away because one day she had a seizure and a heart attack all at the same time and passed away in her sleep. Now she did have epilepsy, so pretty much epilepsy is when you have a random seizure. So we grew up staying with my grandmother because it was unsafe, obviously, to stay with her at a young age, and you never know when she's going to have a seizure. And then eventually, when I was a little bit later on, I moved in with my dad. But my mom was definitely, from what I can remember, very smart, very intelligent, very beautiful inside and out. And losing my mom at the age of 7, I knew what was going on, but I kind of didn't. But I remember the day that she passed away and the day that my grandmother was notified that she had passed away. And I told myself at the age of 7, I was like, don't ever cry about this. So at the age of 7, I would say until like my mid 20s, probably even late 20s, I did not cry about my mom's death. Like, I was like, she passed away, okay. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to address it. I didn't want to deal with it. It was just something, one of those things to where you lose your mom and you just keep it moving. Now, I will say God definitely replaced my mom with so many other motherly figures in my family and outside of my family. But you know how you still just want to call your mom and vent and talk, and you know what I mean? So I grew up like that, but like I said, God really showed me his favor because he always has sent me some person, or I've always had like my motherly figures in my, you know, my life. Through my family. So that's pretty much that, and I honor her today by recording this video because it's something that now I can talk about it, and now I can be free about it, and now, you know, I can be open about it. But if you would have asked me to do this 10 years ago, I would have been like, girl, what? Girl, no. Like, what? And my book, Motherless, like, I'm not saying it just because I wrote it, and I'm not saying to promote it and to get sales or nothing like that. But I really think that book will help you out if you've lost a grandparent, or you lost a mother, or you lost a friend, or lost anybody, because it walks you through different emotions that you may feel. And it's also interactive. It allows you to journal. I think I put in there questions as well. Like, I was set free when I wrote that book. That book set me free. That book was in honor of her. Even that whole photo shoot that I did was in honor of her. So if you're interested, that book will be linked down below. But Motherless, oh y'all, that book, that was the hardest book I've ever had to write, and that was the most intimate, and it shared intimate details, and it was just, you know, vulnerable. So if you have lost a parent, or you've lost someone in your life, these are the different things that I just want you to be reminded of. Again, I am no guru. I am not saying I know the 5 different stages of grief. All I'm doing is just telling you, from a girl who lost her mom at the age of 7, this is what reminds me of how good God is. And hopefully my prayer and my hope is that it will encourage you as well. Number 1, the thing that keeps me going is me being reminded that my mom is still with me. So when we lose a person in our life, we can think, oh my goodness, they're not here. They have gone on to be with the Lord. That's what we say a lot of times. But I feel like my mom is with me. And I've always told people, I feel like she's my guardian angel. I feel like she protects me. Obviously, I have God, but I have God, Jesus, the angels, and I have my mom right there protecting me. And so whoever you have lost, always remember that their spirit is still with you. Their spirit, you carry that with you. And don't ever feel like you lost something. Yes, you may have lost them physically, but spiritually, they are still with you. When it comes down to my mom, like I said earlier, my mom was sick. And so I feel like she's in a better place. And again, we say all this stuff like, oh, they're with God. But literally, my mom is in a way better place because she was sick. Why would I want her to stay on this earth until she's 50 years old and she's sick and she can't, you know, do different things because she's had so many seizures back to back just to be with me, when she could be in heaven with God, living her best life. She probably floating around with Big G right now talking about me. You know what I mean? So my mom is in a better place. She is with Big G upstairs. And she doesn't have to suffer through so many like medical stuff and exams. And because when you have seizures, y'all, it affects your brain, it affects your movements. Obviously she was healthy, she was smart, she was working with NASA, but again, it takes a toll on your body. So I always remember my mom is with me, she's in a better place, she is still like watching over me, protecting me, and I'm grateful for it. Number 2, now this is really hard to accept, but I'm gonna still talk about it. It's not about you. And baby, when I tell you, it took me years to understand this and to accept it, is that it's not about me. I will never know why God took my mom. I will never get an explanation from God that would appease me. He can say because of this, because of this, because of this. It's still not gonna satisfy me. I'm still gonna be like, you still took my mom. You know what I mean? So when I realized that, you know what, Sig, he took her, and it's not about you. Realized that instead of being negative Nancy, realized that she was taken from me for a reason that I may never know. However, God is still good. God is still on the throne. Number 3, the third point is you have to take time to grieve. Now, as an independent woman, I feel like sometimes, even as men, you can be taught like, just move on. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Or people will make you feel like bad because you grieve differently. Some people shut down. Some people cry. Some people journal, some people go to therapy. Whatever the case may be, grieve in the way that you grieve. Do not feel bad because you're not doing it a certain way that your family members grieve. Don't feel bad because you take a little bit longer or you take shorter or whatever the case may be. Grieving is a constant process. I could smell something and it remind me of my mom and I get emotional. I could look at something or a memory will come into my mind. It can remind me of my mom and I get emotional. I could watch a movie. For example, Hidden Figures gets me emotional every single time. So don't feel like, okay, I just got to grieve and then I get over it. No, when you lose someone, I don't care who it is, anything, everything could remind you of that person. It could be a scent, it could be a TV show, it could be the way that someone talks. My dad told me one time the way I laugh reminds me of my mom, which is crazy because I really be cackling. I'm like, that's the way she laughs. But it could be anything. And it's not up for someone else to put a time limit on how long it takes you to grieve. Like, you can grieve your whole life. That's normal. So don't feel like you just have to rush on. Don't feel like you just have to bottle it up. Like, go talk to a therapist, go talk to a friend, go talk to a family member about it and just release it. That's the biggest thing, just releasing it in the best way based off your personality and based off how you handle stuff. The 4th thing, and this is the main thing, I'm gonna put a star next to this one. This is the biggest thing, y'all. I feel like once you have initially processed that the person has grieved and you've dealt with it the best way that you know how, even though it will never get easy, even though you will never get over it, choose a way that you want to honor them. This is so big for me, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even want to talk about losing my mom when I first wrote the book, because when you write a book, you also have to market the book. You got to talk about it constantly. So every single person that's also bought my book, Motherless, they want to know my story. And so it's not just about putting out a piece of work. It's about, you have to talk about that piece of work. You have to market that piece of work. And for me, I wanted to honor my mom by writing a book. And it was difficult for me. I think people think I enjoy videos and content and books, and I do it because I'm obedient to God. But my true nature, like, I'm extroverted and everything, but I love behind the scenes. I don't like talking about vulnerability and emotional and all that stuff like that. Like, I be trying to chill in the back. So when God put this on my heart to write the book, I said, No, you're asking for a lot, Big G. You're asking for a lot, but I did it and I was obedient. And that's my way of honoring her. This video is honoring her. When I talk about her to young girls and young kids, I'm honoring her. I did a speaking engagement for this nonprofit in Atlanta. It was for motherless daughters. That's what it's called. And all the girls there have lost their mom. And one of the girls came up to me. She was recently adopted by a new family, and she was like, oh, I want to be you when I grow up. And you know, it really touched me because I'm just like, I am the least of them, but her hearing my story, she could relate to. So I'll say all of that to say, honor your family member, honor your friend, honor your co-worker, honor your, you know, mom, dad, brother, sister, whoever you lost. Honor them in a way that feels good to you. And honor could look differently. I'm not saying you have to write a book like me, but you can do videos on it. You can do social media posts on it and talk about it. You can start a nonprofit on it. Or even if you just want to honor them by encouraging somebody else that's lost somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like sometimes when we go through stuff, it's not all about us. Sometimes we are a vessel for God to use so that we can encourage someone else. So if you see your coworker that just lost their parent, because you've lost yours, you understand. And that's your way of honoring your parent, honoring your loved one. And y'all, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard. And I lost my mom, and then I think a couple of years later, 10 years later, I lost my granddad. My granddad was in Puerto Rico, and that crushed my soul. So I've dealt with a lot of different death in the family and stuff like that, and it does, you know, like I said, it sucks so bad. But if you could turn that into positivity and help encourage the world, help encourage your neighbor, help encourage your coworker, your family, your friend, it's just gonna make you feel better. And what it does for you is it creates healing for you. I didn't know I needed Motherless until I released Motherless. Motherless set me free in so many ways that I can't even explain. And I just feel like sometimes, again, we go through stuff for us to help other people. So whoever you lost, obviously grieve, deal with it, do what you got to do. But once you pick yourself back up, don't be selfish. There are so many other kids who need to hear your story. There are so many other girls and mothers and daughters and people out there in the world who need to hear your story. Honor them by doing a speaking engagement. Honor them by writing a book, by doing a course, by doing videos, whatever God is telling you to do. Find a way to honor them. And I just know that they would be so proud of you. And I'm proud of you too. I'm so proud of you for even clicking on this video, because if you are on this video, more than likely you have lost some type of loved one. And I just resonate with it, and I pray and I hope that you are dealing with it in a healthy manner. And I hope and pray that you are seeing the good in it, even though it is such a rough situation. As always, I love you, but most importantly though, God loves you. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.